Okay guys, morning, it's Alex here from the channel. Just up here at the wood that we took down in the summer, if you remember. We carved that all out, expecting that to sort of do us for the firewood business. But as you know, it's gone pretty crazy. We had to buy in a lot of firewood, but part of the deal, obviously, take down something, replanting. So we had Ian here and his team over there just doing the planting. So we'll go and take a look how they're getting on. So this is the track that we had, bringing in the chipper, taking out the wood, and we subsoiled it just to loosen it up because it got quite compacted. It brought up quite a few roots. Otherwise, you know, these lines are looking really nice here. That's going to look okay. Still a little bit boggy after all that rain, but it should give the trees a nice little start. We got them in these guards. There they are, hiding right down the bottom there. I don't know if you can see that. Probably not. See if I can find another one. Yeah, he's just curling up the side there. There we go. This is just where we had the fire last time, guys. You can still see a kind of red brick that was created from the clay that got superheated here. We knocked it all about, so it's been planted. It'd be interesting to see how these trees do on it. I'm just going to have a look. They're just planting on the edge there. We've got some cypress ones along here just to create a little bit of windbreak, hopefully give a little bit of warmth into the wood. Put the tubes on top of them then. Just a double row. So we got our hyzer hack back. They did a fair amount of work to it. As you remember, we bust off this piece here and bust the bearing. So although they changed the bearing before they got it, they obviously hadn't put it in right. So this is a new bearing on the shaft there, and they also put one on the other side as well. So that's it there. It runs a lot less noisy now, so that's good. Same time, they also did, there's a couple of bottom augers that sit underneath that plate there that drag the chip up into the chucker. So oops, I put in new grease lines down here, and then they changed the bearing in there and connected up the grease lines to the two augers. I mean, it wasn't strictly necessary, but I said to them, go ahead and do it, because it was only going to cause, I knew it would only cause a problem at a later date. So yeah, that's that, and we're ready to start chipping when we get a bit of free time, really. Okay, we got some bundles here. This is slab wood that's sometimes you put through the chipper, but actually I'm going to try and turn this into some logs as well, and blend it in with our pile. So I'll go and show you what we're looking at there. I'm also going to have to get a big chainsaw for these guys, and I was thinking we'd be able to crack these or split these with our cone splitter, but they're just too big, and they're just kind of springy almost. I think with that sort of slightly rotten core, they're not going down. So I'm just going to measure what they are, and I think I'm probably going to buy a chainsaw with a 24-inch blade on it. So yeah, we'll just measure them up and see if that's about right. Yeah, so this one here is about 36 inches across. So if I get a sort of 70, I think it's a Husqvarna 572 with a 24-inch blade, we could take both sides of it and then cut those into rings, or do a lengthways split and then get the splitter in to do the last bit. I think that's probably the way of using up these big lumpy stuff. So here's our wet log pile, and I'll just show you what some of that stuff. Here's a couple of classic pieces here of that slab wood. It's obviously been split in two by us. Here's another one, you can see the split there, and on the other side you can see where their saw has made those sort of groove cut lines. But I think that's not too bad a log. you know. Some of them are a little bit smaller. Here's a small one here which is really getting quite thin, but blended in with the rest of the sort of chunkier logs, that gives people a nice bit of variety on their fire. So yeah, I'm not, you know, too worried. It's just you don't want to do too much of it, just a nice blend really. So Dave's just over here hand sorting out the last bits of logs that have come out the dryer there. We tend to find as we get deeper and deeper into a pile, there's more and more bits, and all those bits can be put back through the grader and then made into kindling. And as you get into the pile, you see there's lots of sort of dust. This will all get graded out and put into the wood chip pile. These slithery pieces like that all goes into our kindling bags, so that's quite good, and makes into our nice kindling product, which is a bit sort of varied, but it's a good way of using up all the bits. If we had a kiln or something, we'd probably just shovel those into the kiln, but as we don't, that can be sold out as kindling bags, and they're quite popular, so it's all right. But yeah, all that pile will then get chucked into our star screener, and it will chuck out the slivers one way and the dust into another pile, and the dust, as I say, can go into the wood chip pile there. So this is all the fine stuff that we've graded out, which is too small for our kindling bags. It's actually, if you believe it, at G50, might be a bit big, so I might want to put that through again, or maybe go through the chipper and not send that out, because it could block up someone's boiler, which wouldn't be much fun, and it's all hardwood stuff. So Ray's just brushing up the road there, giving the clamp a good brush up this morning, so it's looking pretty nice. We've got a whole load of crows coming in on the morning, eating the silage, so I put out a banger, which hopefully does a good job and stops them. Yeah, Ray's just tipping all that into the trailer along with the digestate. Nice and dusty. It's got quite dry now with this wind. So we're just doing the regular thing, having a bit of a tidy up now, clearing up all the bits and pieces. Ray's just sorting out some of the clean logs ready for the chipper or for the saw bench over there that come out the arbs. So he'll work through that and see what we get out of it. But we just like every so often to have a nice tidy up, get rid of all the bits. And then we'll screen through that pile again through the screener. It's oversized, we'll chip it, otherwise we'll send it into the wood chip bay there. So that's it, all tidied up. We just put it in. Yeah, there's the rest of it there. Okay, some of the people from the horses want this. It's quite nice stuff. It's been chainsawed up. Good horse bedding, we think. So maybe some of the ladies want that down at the hall. So yeah. So he's just trying to sort through some of the arb chip. One of the dangers, find a block of concrete like this in it, which it's not going to do our chipper any good when we've got it all nicely set up and ready to roll. Okay guys, we've got it set up and running now. It's sounding a lot more quieter, which is great. evening. We're just sorting through all this garbage. And we're getting through it, which is nice. I'd like to see this all cleared out. And if we get any more of this, we can put it on the pile. Then, at the top of concrete, that's the problem. So, just got to be very careful with this. We're playing with fire with this this arb waste, I feel. We've found a couple of blocks already, and what the guys have also found: rope, brick, concrete. It's all a bit of a nightmare, to be honest with you. But anyway, there we go. Anyway, I just picked up one of these slabs and put it straight on the bench. Blades have cut the tags off, so it's just fallen out like this, which is quite effective actually. And there's some alright pieces in there, which even that can be split in half, cut, and it's not too bad. Ray's just sweeping up the muck there. See how much we get in. So this is how much muck is in things. You know, all full of gravel and all sorts of garbage, so yeah, not convinced. So guys, we managed to do all that today, which isn't too bad. We've just got a small amount left here. There's a lot of crud in the bottom, so I think I had a pretty bad load come in from one of the companies who takes out the wood chip, whose name I won't mention, but their load was really stinky and terrible, frankly. So yeah, now we've just had a little bit of a problem. The rotator and the grab that we've got has just about had it. It's leaking so much oil that we've had to stop. So that's where we've got to at the moment. Okay guys, we had a fairly good day on the chipping there, but unfortunately it ended pretty badly. When I went to park up the chipper, I saw that 2 bolts had fallen out of the main bearing. I'll just put a picture up of that now so you can see what I'm talking about. Yeah, so those 2 bolts holes, as you see, had a big bolt in them. I spoke to the distributor, and when it went in for its last service, they didn't tell me, but they noted that the threads were quite loose on the main frame essentially. So they tightened up the nuts, put Loctite in there, but obviously it came out. We did the day's work on it. It's quite violent stuff, the
the arb logs because the logs are hitting it at different angles on the blades, but still it's got to be able to take that. So it's going to go back in. They're going to have to change, take the bearing out, put a mainframe back in. So just quite a disappointing end. And I have to say, it's not been, it put a real damper on the day. And it's not been ideal because it's now gone in. This is the third time that it's gone in for trying to get it right, and you get you to that point where you think, is it ever going to work? It's a real shame actually, because it's a lovely little machine otherwise, but I think the hours on it are much greater than the guy told me who sold it to me. Just everything seems to be falling apart on the machine, so I think something's been tampered with on the hours there, and yeah, I've been done. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that video, guys, and we'll see you next time.